Hey there, it's Sebastian and welcome back to my channel. And actually yesterday, if you guys are from my Instagram or Facebook, I asked you guys if you would want to see me do another Q&A video, and majority of you said yes. So here it is now. I would be answering some of your questions, and for those of you whose questions would not be answered, I would just be messaging you of what my answer is. And yeah, I'm just excited for this video because for the longest time I haven't done kind of like a sit down chill video, and to do one today is what also makes me excited. So yeah, here goes my second question and answer video. So for the first question, what's your most embarrassing moment at school? Yes, I love you. So I actually have quite a few, but I feel like it would have to be every time my voice cracks whenever I'd give out a speech, just because it's so embarrassing and sometimes the audience would laugh as well. But yeah, I've learned how to kind of calm down, because when I get excited and stuff, that's when the vocal cords, I feel like, would start to tighten, thus making it more vulnerable and more prone to it cracking. I don't know if that makes any sense at all, but yeah, I've just learned to kind of embrace it because it's funny and you know, it might keep the audience entertained, so I'm okay with that. But it's just so embarrassing because sometimes I want the words to be remembered, and sometimes that could be broken because then they would just remember the moment that my voice cracked instead of the words that I want them to remember in the first place. That being the reason why I've also become more cautious with how I speak, most especially when there is a wide audience in front of me. Yeah, those would probably just be the most embarrassing moments that I have encountered in school. So the next question is, do you have any specific fashion designer you're into? And actually yesterday I asked her if by fashion designer she means the person or a brand, but I feel like it's actually the person. And I tried researching on some fashion designers, but then again I kind of realized that that would not be my authentic answer because I'm just not familiar with fashion designers in general. That's why I've also asked her if I could just give you guys who inspires my clothing style, and I feel like I mainly get it from Conan Gray. If you guys don't know who he is, what are you doing? I'm just kidding, but yeah, actually that's where I feel like I get most of my fashion style from and my clothing style in general. But yeah, sometimes I just want to cater my comfortability more over how it looks like on me, and I hope you guys also do the same. So for the next question, anong favorite ulam mo? Sisig has been like a constant favorite of mine, and sometimes I want to go chicken or nuggets and all that, but I feel like I would always come back to sisig, and I just super love it. I have an undying love for that food, and yeah, that's just how it has always been for me. So I feel like it is safe to say that I am a sisig boy. For the next question, most comfortable shirt. I actually have a lot of comfortable shirts, this being one of them. I just like shirts that are not too fit, and that's where I feel comfortable the most. So yeah, those are just the clothes that keep me comfortable in general. For the next question, what's your favorite place in San Juan? So if by place you mean just a place, it would have to be the beach, of course. But if you are talking about kind of restaurants and all that, I feel like there's actually a lot, but for restaurants I would have to go with Coast Call, Bye Bye, and Clean Beach, of course. So that would probably be my favorite places in San Juan. And yep, that's it. For the next question, a lot of people actually ask this, but what course would you be taking in college and why? So what I'm planning to take for the meantime is medtech, because I want to pursue something in the medical field, and I feel like medtech would just be my pre-med, but that's just basically it for the meantime. I'm also interested in forensics, and having to go to a film school is kind of creeping in my mind, so that's something I would look into. But for the meantime, it is medtech. And yeah, I'm just super excited for that and super nervous as well because I'll already be in college next year, which leads to my next question, which is, what will be the best advice that you can give to all the set takers out there? So it is almost set season here, and I'm super nervous about that. And I feel like an advice that would be very useful, especially to the grade 11 students now, is to start early, because you don't want to be kind of rushing and kind of cramming everything in the last minute. So to kind of get away from that, I feel like it is actually good to start early and to have a concrete plan of where you would want to be in the future, or where you see yourself working. Because then if you already have a final plan, I feel like that would help so much, most especially in identifying the schools that would cater to your needs and to your wants and to the chosen field of endeavor. But yeah, for me, I feel like that would just be it for the piece of advice that I could give for the meantime, just because I'm not done with sets yet. So I feel like I don't have the enough experience yet to kind of give you guys a lot of advices and stuff, but I feel like it would be important really to start as early as 11th grade or even younger. But yeah, and actually with regards to this video, I'm actually answering this the next day I ask you guys on Instagram and Facebook. However, I feel like this video would be up on the 3rd week of August, just because on the 3rd of August, which would be tomorrow, up until the 13th, I would be joining Suro. If you guys don't know what Suro is, it is basically by UP Namnama, and it offers review for sets. And since we are under a pandemic this time, they decided to do it online and for free, which is super thoughtful of them. So if you guys would also want to see some study with me video, then feel free to comment them in the comment section below. And that would basically be it for the advice that I could give for the meantime. So the next question is, what's the first thing that you notice about a person? For me, it actually depends on what that person wants to be noticed first about him or her, if that makes any sense at all. But yeah, for me, I feel like it's kind of different for every person. But I tend to really look into the personality more than anything else, because at the end of the day, that's what makes them who they are, not their physical appearance and such. But yeah, sometimes it's sad that we kind of tend to look on the outside more before like fully connecting to a person. But yeah, that's what I really tend to look at most, especially when I'd be meeting new people, their personality and just their stories in general. The next question is Mac good for music production, video editing, and digital art? So I've been using Mac for quite some time now, but I haven't used it yet for music production, but I've used it in video editing, of course, and I feel like it's really worth it. Like, you really get what you pay for. It's not laggy and it kind of works smoothly. But the only tip that I would have for you guys is to have an external drive, just because I feel like when your Mac storage begins to be accumulated by all the projects that you have, that's when the laptop seems to be laggy and all that. I don't know if that's just my laptop, but that's how it works for me. So I'm just telling you guys this by experience. But yeah, I feel like it's really a must to have an external drive, most especially when it comes to video editing. And for me, another essential is to have a blower that would kind of prevent your Mac from overheating and stuff. But yeah, that would basically just be it. So far, so good for me. Next question is, what is your favorite country? If you're talking about the countries I've been to, it would probably be Hong Kong, because there I was able to visit Disneyland. But I feel like the country that I'm most familiar with is Malaysia, because I've been there quite a few times already. And yeah, I already have some friends there as well. And yeah, I'm just super duper happy about that. And when we are talking about the countries that I want to visit, my favorite country would have to be Japan, because I just want to visit it, especially in winter time. And yeah, so next question is, pahingi chicks, paano mag-notes ng maganda? I don't know, actually. I've started putting effort into my notes when I was in grade 8, so I feel like I've kind of developed it through the years. I kind of play with my handwriting, most especially when it comes to the titles. That way it would be more noticeable. And I also put efforts into my notes, because like what I've said in a video that I've uploaded, having to write my notes in that way helps me remember them easier. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. I have highlighters, pens, metallic pens, and actually I think it depends on your vision and what you want your notes to be and what you perceive calm as. Because for me, I want my notes to be as calming as they can be, but not to the extent that I want to sleep because of that. I feel like it depends on you, but for me, I just tend to stick with neutral colors and pens that have pigment that are kind of laid back and muted, just to have that calm feels and to not make the colors just like in your face too vibrant, because I don't want to look at those sometimes. So I kind of just stick with the muted ones or the pastel one, because those are the colors that calm me in general. So yeah, for the next question, what's your favorite memory? I feel like every memory that I have is something that I deeply treasure, be it good or bad, a lesson or a blessing. But the first thing that popped into my head would have to be the most recent thing that happened in my life, or in our life, which would have to be us moving into a new house. And for me, it has already become a favorite memory, even if that was just recently, because my parents and I were kind of able to reconnect with each other and kind of know each other better, if that makes any sense at all, because for the past years they have been the busiest, or we, but I am just so glad that this has provided us a way to kind of reconnect with each other, like what I've said a while ago. So that would have to be it for now. And for the next question, if you could change something in the past, what would it be? And the usual answer is nothing, because without those I wouldn't be where I am now, which is true. But I feel like if there is something that I could change in my past, it would have to be every time I let what people say about me define me. Because I feel like at the end of the day, we are more than just other people's perception or more than what they just say about us. We are our own story. We write our own story. And I feel like I've just wasted a lot of time just by sticking to what people say I am. But I'm just so happy that I've grown to kind of accept what they say and to kind of reflect on it, but not dwell on it too much and not give it the power to define who I am as a person. Because then again, we're more than what other people would tell about us. So the next question is, tips on how to be more creative or poetic when writing. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much. Whenever I write poems or just essays in general, I kind of fit my shoe into where the perspective of the person I'm writing about is coming from. I want to feel every emotion that the person whose POV I'm writing from is feeling, just to have that authentic emotions and to have that rawness into my words, and to also be able to kind of relate it into my life as well, because that's when the authenticity comes in, when you would also be sharing a piece of you through an essay or a poem or just a sentence even. And yeah, I'm still in awe in the power of words and how it could make you, break you, make your heart flutter or make your heart stronger, you know? Another thing that keeps me in line with that specific field is to expand my vocabulary as often as I could, because you know your words would be kind of repetitive, but that doesn't mean that you would be changing your words every now and then. I just mean to say that, who knows, there might be just words that could just be more fitting to what you want your writings to be felt as. So yeah, that's just basically it for the next question. Enrolled na po ba kayo? No, not yet, but I'm planning to do it as soon as I can, because our classes would start on the 1st of September anyway, so I'm kind of not rushing yet because it's still the 2nd of August right now, and maybe I just enroll on the 3rd or last week of August. Next question is favorite song from folklore. Everything. But my favorite for today is Mirror Ball. I don't know why, but it just feels like home, and it's just a poetry. It's a poetry. Everything in that song is a poetry. It could easily be a poem. But yeah, it just feels like home, and I'm super happy about that. Stream all the songs from folklore now, please. Next question is water wet? I don't feel like water is wet, but everything that it touches becomes wet because it's liquid. So I don't know, that's just how I see it. And for the last question, ano ang atomic mass ng rubidium? 37. So that's it for today's video. I hope you guys were able to learn a thing or two. If you guys enjoyed this video, give it a big thumbs up. And of course, if you want to be more connected, click on the subscribe button below and also the notification bell if you want to be updated every time I post a new video. And you can also help me by commenting down other video suggestions you'd like to see me do next, because I am low-key running out of ideas now. And yeah, that will be it for the meantime. This has been Sebastian, and I hope that we could spread love a little more often, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye bye!